Hi guys, hope you're doing well. So Samsung just launched the Samsung S20 Fan Edition, which is Samsung S20 FE, and it kinda seems like a response to the iPhone SE 2020, but yes, with a newer body, not with a body that is 4 years older. So kinda saying here like newer internals, newer body as well, and don't have to compromise like on the body and the chassis. But anyways, by the way, if you're new to my channel, do consider subscribing and also let me know your thoughts or suggestions in the comment section below. So although I don't have an S20 FE with me, but I do own a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, which is the highest of the S20 series. So I can definitely relate in terms of the user experience and let you guys know if the S20 FE is really a great deal or not. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. So the S20 FE's LTE version costs around $599 and the 5G version costs around $699. If you want to compare it to an S20 series model, then I think the S20 Plus would be an appropriate choice because they both have the same display size. Yes, the S20 FE also comes with a 6.5-inch display, just like the S20 Plus does. And the S20 Plus comes at about $1,200 still. So, and if you get some discounts, then still you can bring it down to about $900 or $1,000. It's still more expensive even than the 5G version of the S20 FE. So let's get this out of the way that of course, the S20 FE is really an affordable device. But do you really compromise on anything if you don't go for the ultra flagships and go for this Fan Edition device? Well, starting with the screen on the Samsung S20 Fan Edition is a Super AMOLED 6.5-inch display. Well, it's not a dynamic AMOLED display like on the S20 Plus, but I must say Super AMOLED display is not a bad display at all. It's a really great display. You will get accurate colors, you will also be able to tweak them to have more punchy colors, more saturated colors. Also the blacks will be black and the viewing experience will be just as great. And another great thing with this S20 FE is that it will support 120Hz refresh rate. Although at Full HD, but even the flagship, the S20 Ultra flagship, supports 120Hz at Full HD resolution, not at Quad HD resolution. And even though I have the S20 Ultra, I still rock it at Full HD Plus with that 120Hz refresh rate on. With the S20 FE, we still have that modern Infinity O design. It also has that same in-display fingerprint scanner, which is not the fastest fingerprint scanner around, but still it gets the job done. But the back design, I must say, is really a step up. It's a matte finish with various colors they have offered now, and I can't really explain how much this matte texture makes a difference, because even on the Ultra flagships, the S20, S20 Plus and S20 Ultra, we have a glossy back, and this is really prone to fingerprints. So it's really difficult to not get those fingerprints, and it really looks a bit messy all the time. Also, the matte texture gives good grip in your hand like the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So I must say that the colors and the matte textures might be inspired by the iPhones, but still they are going in a good direction. And like I said, we get the newer design and the newer body, not like a 4-year-old body. Just saying. Another underrated feature that we get with the Samsung S20 FE is the IP68 water resistance. This is something that is really useful, especially if you live in those areas where there is a great amount of rainfall. Surprisingly, you even get wireless charging at this price. Although I must say that the fast charging support is just now to 15 watts rather than the 45-watt charging that the S20 series support. Still, it's not a bad deal. 15 watts is good enough to get around. The 4500 mAh battery is also a really good deal, especially with One UI 2.1. The battery optimization is done really well, so it gives good battery life and especially the standby time, I must say. And when it comes to performance, thank you, finally we have the Snapdragon version available to us. The 5G version now comes with a Snapdragon 865 because the Exynos does not support 5G, and the Snapdragon version is still considerably better than the Exynos version. You won't face that much heating issues and you can easily rely on its heavy duty performance. Now let's talk about the cameras. So starting with the front camera first. The front camera is a 32 megapixel camera and it does have an f2.2 aperture, but the same aperture is on the S20 Ultra. So low light images might be the same, and as I keep saying that megapixel count does not matter that much, but still you get that 32 megapixel. And also the night mode on the front camera is improved a lot. So in low light conditions, you can use that night mode and get pretty good shots. Now on the back cameras, we get a primary 12 megapixel f1.8 aperture camera, which is a pretty good camera. And I did look up the sensor size also on sites like GSM Arena. I can see that the sensor size is also the same as S20 Plus. so it should be good for low light performance. The ultra wide is the same 12 megapixel sensor, and the telephoto is a step down. It is 8 megapixel, but it still gives you up about 3 times optical zoom, which is fair enough. Now, and the back camera has the dual pixel autofocus, so there shouldn't be any major autofocus issues. Also, the front camera has the autofocus capability and might be just face detection, but still it is there. So guys, looking at the first impressions, the specs, and also the first impression feels that many reviewers are giving out there, and comparing to my experience with the S20 Ultra, the highest in the S20 series, I do feel that at the price that S20 FE comes in, it is really a good deal. It offers a lot, and especially that 5G Snapdragon 865 version. So if you don't already own an S20 device, or if you want to upgrade from a lower Samsung like S9 or S10 device, then the S20 FE is a pretty great deal. One major thing that I would like to point out is that the S20 FE comes with a UFS 3.0 storage. So I think it would be considerably a little bit slower than the UFS 3.1 storage on the S20 devices. So probably there can be a little degradation in the performance, especially while video editing and photo editing, and even while playing some games. But we'll have to test that out and see how it actually performs. So apart from that slight performance degradation, rest of the stuff seems really impressive, especially at that price. So guys, let me know what are your thoughts on the S20 Fan Edition, and would you be considering to pick one up? Do let me know in the comment section below. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.